The music industry just hit the self-destruct button, and the man holding the detonator is Curtis 50 Cent Jackson. While the mainstream media feeds you lies about legal technicalities regarding A$AP Rocky's shock sentencing, 50 Cent just went live to drop a nuclear-grade truth bomb that has left the world paralyzed. They didn't sentence him because of a gun, 50 whispered into the camera with cold, unwavering eyes. They sentenced him because of the files he found in the label's basement. The revelation is so deeply disturbing that sources inside the courtroom report Rihanna didn't just cry, she collapsed. We are talking about a betrayal that goes beyond the music and straight into a dark industry conspiracy never meant for the light of day. 50 Cent is now exposing the secret industry meeting that sealed Rocky's fate, and the leaked audio he just teased is about to send several A-list moguls to prison. You think you know why Rocky is going away? You haven't heard 1% of the story. Brace yourselves, the industry is about to burn. To truly understand the magnitude of this explosion, you have to stop looking at the courtroom and start looking at the boardrooms. We aren't just talking about a rapper and a pop star. We are talking about the most powerful independent empire in modern entertainment. A$AP Rocky, born Rakim Mayers, wasn't just making hits. He was a visionary, a fashion icon, and a leader who is quietly moving in circles that the industry gatekeepers absolutely despise. He wasn't just signing contracts, he was auditing them. And then there is the catalyst. 50 Cent Curtis Jackson has spent the last 2 decades as the unofficial executioner of industry secrets. He has dismantled empires, exposed fake moguls, and he has a nose for a setup. For months, 50 has been dropping cryptic hints on his social media, warning that something foul was brewing in the West Coast legal system. He saw the chess pieces moving before anyone else did. Sources claim 50 reached out to Rocky personally back in late 2024 with a chilling warning. They're coming for the crown, Rakim. They don't want you free. They want you as an example. But the tragedy was already in motion. The public narrative was always simple, a falling out between childhood friends. The prosecution painted a story of Rocky and his former associate, A$AP Rocky, turning into enemies over a personal dispute. But 50 Cent is now claiming that Rocky was never the mastermind. He was a pawn, a sleeper agent activated by higher powers. You think a childhood friend waits years to sue for $30 million over a knuckle graze? 50 asked his millions of followers. No. You wait until the labels give you the green light and the legal funding to take him down. The tension had been simmering since that fateful night in November 2021. Every time Rocky and Rihanna stepped out looking like royalty, the pressure in the shadows grew. They were too successful, too autonomous, and most importantly, they were too loud about ownership. The industry doesn't want leaders. It wants employees who follow orders. Rocky was becoming a leader, and that made him the most dangerous man in the room. The history of A$AP Mob is built on brotherhood, a collective of creators from the streets of Harlem who built something from nothing. But as 50 has pointed out, where there is brotherhood, there is also the potential for ultimate betrayal. This secret meeting of November 2025 was the moment the trap was finally sprung. This wasn't about justice for a shooting, it was about stopping a movement. While the world saw a trial, 50 Cent saw a hit job. He saw a man being lured into a legal maze with no exit. Rihanna, a woman who has survived the darkest chapters of celebrity culture, knew the stakes. She has sat in courtrooms before, she has seen the flashes of the cameras, and she knows that in this industry, the truth is often the first casualty. The background of this case is riddled with deleted text messages, missing weapons, and witnesses who changed their stories faster than a headline could be printed. Why was the prosecution so desperate? Why were the charges escalated to 14 felony counts for an incident with 0 serious injuries? This is the question that 50 Cent has finally answered. This wasn't a trial about a firearm, it was a trial about a secret. A secret that A$AP Rocky discovered in a digital vault that belonged to the very people who were supposed to protect him. The stage was set, the players were in position, and as the gavel hit the desk, the secret industry meeting outcome was revealed. Rocky wasn't being sentenced for a crime, he was being silenced for his knowledge. And as we are about to see, the evidence that made Rihanna collapse wasn't about the gun, it was about the betrayal of everyone they ever trusted. Now, we get to the heart of the darkness. 50 Cent has gone on record claiming that exactly 72 hours before the sentencing was handed down, a secret, high-level meeting took place that changed the course of history. This wasn't in a courtroom or a government building. It was in a private, soundproofed suite at the Beverly Hills Hotel. In that room sat three of the most powerful CEOs in the music industry, a high-ranking political fixer, and a private investigator whose identity has been scrubbed from every official record in the last 48 hours. The agenda of this meeting? Something 50 calls Project Silhouette. According to his sources, the goal was never justice for A$AP Rocky. The goal was to ensure that A$AP Rocky was removed from the board precisely when he was about to launch his most ambitious independent venture. Rocky was preparing to move away from the traditional label structure, taking a multi-billion-dollar piece of the culture with him. The industry couldn't let that happen. But here is the first major twist that has left the world in shock. 50 Cent allegedly has a mole. He has teased a leaked audio from that very meeting, and what is on that tape is pure poison. In a voice that sounds disturbingly like a top-tier music mogul, you can hear the following words. If he releases the masters for the Don't Be Dumb album, the offshore accounts come to light. We don't just need a fine. We need him in a cage for a decade. Find the leverage. Use the family. When this audio was reportedly brought to Rihanna's attention in a private room during a court recess, the impact was physical. An insider source, a staffer who was in the hallway, said the sound that came out of Rihanna wasn't just a cry. It was a scream of pure, unadulterated betrayal. She realized in that moment that they weren't just fighting a shooting case. They were fighting a coordinated hit by the very people they considered industry family. The conflict escalated when the prosecution suddenly introduced a supplemental file of evidence that the defense had never seen. They claimed it was a digital footprint connecting Rocky to a high-stakes fashion laundering scheme. But 50 is calling it out as a deepfake setup. He claims the prosecution used AI-generated metadata to plant evidence on Rocky's personal server. When the judge allowed this evidence to be admitted, the room went cold. Rocky, usually the coolest man in any room, looked at his lead attorney and whispered, "They're really doing it." But the real heartbreak, the moment that made the internet stop breathing, was when the prosecution's star witness was called back to the stand. It wasn't just A$AP Rocky. It was a second, surprise witness. A man entered the courtroom through a side door, face partially covered by a hoodie. When he took the stand and revealed his face, the gasps were audible. It was one of Rocky's closest childhood friends from the A$AP Collective, a man who had been at every dinner, every birthday, and every private moment of the couple's life for the last 5 years. He didn't look Rocky in the eye. Instead, he handed over a series of leaked messages that had been supposedly deleted. These messages, which 50 Cent claims are sophisticated forgeries, showed Rocky allegedly discussing silencing witnesses. It was the smoking gun the prosecution needed. Rihanna, sitting in the front row, stood up as if she couldn't breathe. She looked at the witness, someone she had welcomed into her home, and the tears began to stream down her face. She didn't just see a friend. She saw a ghost of a brotherhood that was dead. The judge looked at the new evidence and immediately ordered a recess. But as Rocky was being let out, he didn't look angry. He looked disappointed. 50 Cent's latest post sums up this betrayal perfectly. When the check is big enough, even your brother will help them build the gallows. But here is the twist that nobody, not even the prosecution, saw coming. 50 claims that the surprise witness was actually being blackmailed with his own dark files by the same people in that secret Beverly Hills meeting. This wasn't a betrayal of choice. It was a betrayal of survival. The world was watching the clock, waiting for the sentencing to be finalized, but the hidden evidence had already done its damage. The secret wasn't about a gun anymore. It was about a digital vault that Rocky supposedly found, a vault that contains the real contracts of every major artist in the game. 50 says the industry didn't want a trial, they wanted a burial. And as Rihanna sat in that courtroom, sobbing into her hands, the realization hit everyone. The industry didn't just want Rocky's freedom, they wanted his soul. The section ends with a chilling cliffhanger. 50 Cent has announced that he is going live with a second tape tonight, a tape that features a voice Rihanna never expected to hear and applaud against her husband. Who is the real mastermind behind the Project Silhouette? The answer is about to burn the music world to the ground. The world wasn't ready for what happened next. Within 60 minutes of the courtroom recess, the internet didn't just react, it suffered a total meltdown. While the mainstream news outlets were still trying to verify the identity of the surprise witness, 50 Cent decided to escalate the war to a level of no return. He didn't just post a caption, he dropped the second tape. In a chilling 3-minute live stream that peaked at over 800,000 live viewers, 50 held up a burner phone to his microphone. "You thought the first tape was bad?" 50 laughed, that signature cold grin spreading across his face. "This one isn't about the money. This one is about the person Rihanna calls family. Listen close." The audio was grainy, sounding like a bugged conversation from a private jet. A voice, feminine, sharp, and unmistakably authoritative, could be heard saying, "He's getting too close to the Fenty equity. If the jury sees the real numbers, we lose control of the brand. Make sure the shooting narrative sticks. I don't care if it's fake. I want him gone for at least 5 years." The shockwave from this reveal was instantaneous. Within seconds, "Who is SHE?" began trending #1 worldwide. Fans started analyzing the voice, comparing it to every major female executive and celebrity in Rihanna's inner circle. The implication was sickening. Someone was trying to dismantle Rocky to take control of Rihanna's billion-dollar empire. But the escalation didn't stop there. As the audio went viral, the industry backlash began. Fake Twitter threads started popping up, allegedly from former assistants of major moguls, confirming that the meeting was real. One whistleblower, using a burner account, posted a series of bank statements showing a 7-figure wire transfer to a private legal firm in Los Angeles on the same day Rocky's bail was initially denied. The caption read, "The price of a man's freedom in 2026 is exactly $2.4 million. The reaction from other celebrities only fueled the panic. Nicki Minaj posted a series of cryptic snake emojis, while Kanye West went on a frantic rant about digital slavery before his account was mysteriously deactivated. The silence from the major labels was deafening, but 50 Cent wasn't done. The shocking reveal, just as the global firestorm was reaching its peak, 50 dropped the ultimate bombshell. He claimed that the hidden evidence the judge admitted into court, the digital footprint linking Rocky to money laundering, wasn't just fake. It was created using a stolen internal server from Fenty Corp itself. They used her own company to frame her man, 50 shouted during his stream. They hacked the queen to kill the king. This revelation changed the narrative entirely. It wasn't just a legal battle anymore. It was a corporate heist. The shocking reveal was that the people Rocky was allegedly betraying were actually the ones orchestrating the entire downfall from inside the couple's own business empire. Rihanna's reaction, which was captured by a court sketch artist and later leaked, showed her staring at her own business advisors with a look of pure horror. She wasn't just in tears for Rocky, she was in tears because she realized she was surrounded by vipers. Her empire, the one she built from the ground up to protect her children, was being used as the weapon to destroy their father. As the section closes, a new cliffhanger emerges. A leaked memo from the DA's office has surfaced, suggesting that because of this new digital evidence, they are now considering adding a conspiracy to obstruct justice charge against Rocky, which could double his sentence to 48 years. But then, the final twist of the hour. 50 Cent's phone buzzed on camera. He looked at the screen, his face going pale for the first time. "Yo, she's at my door," he whispered. The stream cut to black. The world is left asking, who is at 50 Cent's door? Is it a witness, a Fed, or Rihanna herself coming to stop the exposure? The suspense is now a physical weight, and the internet is screaming for answers. The fallout from 50 Cent's second tape didn't just ripple through the music industry. It caused a global earthquake that split the public into two warring factions. On one side, you have the Freedom for Flacco movement, a massive grassroots army of fans and truth seekers who have taken to the streets of New York, Los Angeles, and London. They aren't just carrying signs. They're demanding a total audit of the label CEOs 50 mentioned in his leaks. The hashtag the G-Unit exposure has surpassed 100 million mentions as fans dissect every syllable of the leaked audio. But on the other side, the industry loyalists have launched a sophisticated counteroffensive. Major news networks, reportedly funded by the same parent companies that own the labels, have begun a character assassination campaign against 50 Cent. They're calling him a danger to public order and a conspiracy theorist who is exploiting a tragic legal situation for his own brand's gain. The division is getting violent. Clashes have been reported outside the Roc Nation offices, where protesters were met with a wall of private security. The celebrity world is in a state of absolute panic. Nobody wants to be on the wrong side of this history. Drake reportedly went into a 48-hour social media blackout after fans noticed he was following the private investigator 50, exposed in Section 3. Meanwhile, Cardi B took to a chaotic Instagram live, screaming, "Why is everyone quiet? We all saw the meeting. Why is everyone acting like 50 is crazy?" Only to have her stream cut abruptly due to technical difficulties. The industry is now a house divided. A leaked internal memo from a major streaming platform was shared on Reddit, suggesting that A$AP Rocky's discography may face shadow banning if the public continues to harass the label executives involved in the case. This move backfired instantly, causing a massive boycott the labels movement that saw millions of users canceling their music subscriptions in a single afternoon. The fake fan debates are reaching a fever pitch. On TikTok, body language experts are analyzing the footage of the surprise witness, claiming his posture proves he was under duress or even medicated. One viral video, with 12 million views, shows a side-by-side comparison of the leaked audio, voice, and a prominent female executive who was recently seen at a Fenty strategy meeting. The comment section is a battlefield. "They're taking her empire piece by piece," one user wrote. Another countered, "This is a PR stunt gone wrong. 50 is just selling a documentary." The news anchors are no better. In a heated segment on a major celebrity news show, two commentators nearly came to blows. "This is about a man who shot his friend," one shouted. The other replied, "No, this is about a man who found the industry's secret ledger and is being buried for it." The anchor was forced to go to a commercial break as the set descended into shouting. But the most chilling reaction came from within the legal community. A high-profile defense attorney, speaking anonymously to an investigative blog, stated, "If what 50 is saying is even 10% true, we aren't just looking at a mistrial. We are looking at a RICO case against the entire music industry infrastructure. This is why the labels are panicking. This is why Rocky is being silenced. If he talks, the whole system collapses." As the public war rages on, the division between supporters and haters has fueled a level of controversy never seen in the digital age. Every new post from 50 is treated like a gospel, and every denial from the industry is treated like a cover-up. The section ends on a note of pure tension. A rumor is now circulating that a group of A-list artists is forming a coalition of silence, a legal pact to refuse to perform until the truth about the Project Silhouette meeting is revealed. The pressure on the DA's office is becoming unbearable. Is the system about to break? Or will the industry succeed in its ultimate goal, making the world forget about the man in the cage? The final statement of the hour comes from a deleted 50 post. "The war isn't coming. The war is here. And I've already got the victory tape ready to play." Just when the world thought 50 Cent had reached the limit of his exposure, the final curtain was pulled back, revealing a reality far more terrifying than anyone imagined. Remember that manila envelope handed to Rocky's lawyer by the surprise witness at the last second? The contents have just been leaked via an encrypted server, and it's not a legal defense. It's a confession. The final twist, the one that has left Rihanna in a state of total shock, is that the secret meeting in Beverly Hills wasn't organized by a label CEO or a rival rapper. The digital signatures on the Project Silhouette documents point to a name that was once at the top of Rocky's trusted list. 50 went live for one last 10-second burst, his face grim. "The architect isn't an outsider, Yara," 50 whispered. "The architect is someone Rocky called family for 10 years. Check the shell company owners." Fans did exactly that. Within minutes, investigators on Reddit discovered that the private security firm used to monitor Rocky before the shooting was actually owned by a holding company linked to ASAP Rock's own legal team, but funded by an anonymous source within Roc Nation's inner circle. Wait, it gets deeper. The leaked final audio contains a voice that has been identified by voice frequency analysts as the same person who mentored Rocky from day one. In the clip, the mastermind says, "If he goes free, he becomes the new Jay. If he goes to prison, we keep the Fenny distribution rights for another decade. It's business, not personal." The realization hit the internet like a tidal wave. Rocky wasn't being sentenced for a crime. He was being sacrificed so a corporate entity could maintain control over Rihanna's multi-billion-dollar distribution empire. The sentencing was the final step in a hostile corporate takeover disguised as a criminal trial. But the real cliffhanger? As Rocky was being processed into his cell, a leaked photo from the intake camera showed him smiling. Not a smirk of arrogance, but a look of someone who had just won.
Why?
Because 50 just revealed that Rocky knew the betrayal was coming. Rocky didn't find a vault. 50 laughed in a new post. Rocky is the vault. He recorded every single meeting for 3 years on a specialized wearable device that the feds didn't find. The world is now holding its breath. 50 claims he is holding the master key to Rocky's digital cloud, and he has set a countdown timer on a private website. When that timer hits 0, every contract, every illegal offshore wire transfer, and every secret meeting transcript will be released to the public. Rihanna was seen leaving the courthouse, not with tears of defeat, but with a look of absolute fire. She didn't get into her SUV. She turned to the cameras and said 3 words that are currently breaking the internet. Game on, 50. Who was the final name on that document? Is the industry about to be dismantled from the inside? And what happens when the countdown hits 0 in exactly 4 hours? The drama isn't over. It's just reached the point of no return. The next update will be the end of the industry as we know it. This is a war for the truth, and the countdown has officially begun. 50 Cent has the files, Rocky has the recordings, and the industry is shaking in its boots. But I want to know, whose side are you on? Is Rocky the victim of the biggest heist in music history, or is this 50's ultimate master plan? Drop hashtag FreeRocky or hashtag GUnitTruth in the comments right now. Let's start a riot in the feed. Like this video to show the gatekeepers we aren't backing down, and subscribe with notifications on because when that timer hits 0 in 4 hours, we are dropping the master key revelation that will end careers.
You do not want to be the last to know.
Stay tuned. The industry is about to burn.